Ebony is here today. Yeah. Bring Friend Sunday.
Yeah.
So you brought Ebony,
Mm-hmm.
but you seem sad.
Oh no, I'm glad Ebony's here. Yeah,
But you wanted to also bring somebody else.
yeah, I was hoping Stewie was gonna come.
And did you ask Stewie?
Mm-hmm.
When did you ask him?
I don't know, in the summertime.
Wait a minute, you asked Stewie once?
Yeah, he said, Stewie, you wanna come to Bring Friend Sunday?
And what did he say?
Still think about it.
Did you ever ask him again?
No, I already did, once.
And you think that by asking him just one time, during the summertime, months ago, he should have shown up today?
Oh, yeah.
Do you think it works that way? You just sort of ask somebody one time, and that it should work that way, right? But sometimes you've got to remind people. How many of you have ever had something you wanted and you had to keep asking and asking and asking and asking? What would it be? Or something you can share here. Can you think of something that you asked for, you really wanted, and you asked and asked and asked, and finally? Yeah. Play toy, yeah. Sometimes it's, the first time it's like, no, I don't think you should get that. A book or something? Yeah, so whether it's asking someone to do something or go with you, sometimes you have to ask more than once, right? Because sometimes they might go, oh, I'm not so sure, or maybe I'll get around to it. So when we persist, when we keep asking, eventually sometimes, if it's the right thing, people will say, okay, I'll go. So not that you have to be a nag, but you just asking one time really doesn't work.
No, maybe next time.
I would say keep asking and tell them how great it's going to be and all that. And, after a while. But, it reminds me of a story that we're going to hear later on about Jesus. Jesus tells a story of this woman. She was a widow. It means that, and she was all alone in the world. And something terrible had happened. I don't know what it is. He doesn't tell us that. But she kept going to this judge. You know what a judge is? What does a judge do? What do you think he does? Right, in a court of law, right? He goes, yeah. That's right. He tells you whether, which way things are going to go legally, right? So she keeps going to this judge. Now, this judge is not a very nice person. This judge is a terrible person, actually. He doesn't like God, he doesn't believe in God, doesn't care about God, and he can't really stand people, which makes me wonder, why on earth are you a judge? Yeah. When I talk, he doesn't talk, but when he talks, I don't. Or I'm not supposed to. Sometimes I might just a little bit, but that's a whole other thing. But so this judge,
Yeah.
see, there he goes. This judge was just not doing what this woman asked, this widow asked. And because he couldn't care less what happened. He just probably only does the things that people are going to pay him, That's not really justice. So she kept asking and asking and asking and asking, and finally he goes, all right already, I'll give you what you're asking for. Not because it was the right thing to do, which it was. Not because, he had any compassion on her, but simply because she kept bugging him. Until he said, if I don't do what she asks, she'll keep on bugging me. Well, it's a way that Jesus says, God is not like that judge. God is a loving, loving God and does the right thing. When do we ask God for things? When in life? Have you ever asked God for anything? Have you ever? Yeah, and we do it in our prayers, right? Every Sunday we pray. When you pray to God at nighttime, or maybe before you go to bed, you say prayers. I know I used to say a prayer that God would bless Mommy and Daddy and me and everybody else in the world. And sometimes I would include my brothers and sisters. Although there was one sister I would exclude sometimes. So I was only when I was angry. But I also included everyone else in the world. And then I would spend a long time talking to God about the things that are going on during the day. Because I wanted, I need things. So you keep asking. That's the whole point.
So next time I ask
Don't just do it once. No, don't just do it once. If it's the right thing, God will answer. Sometimes we gotta keep going at it and persist. So prayer is something that we do each and every day. And with that, I'm gonna send you off to your